Hey, sports fans, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to do a channel where I talk about sports, whatever the topic that strikes me today. There's always something to talk about with sports. Um, Today, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself and what makes me a sports fan. I remember from the time I was a little kid watching football. Uwe von Schamann kicking the game-winning field goal with seconds left on the clock against Ohio State, Oklahoma Sooners against Ohio State. I think that's what made me a Sooner fan right there. That game just got me hooked, and I've been hooked ever since. So big Sooner fan. The world stops when the Sooners are playing, and if it's something very important, then and I mean very important, I'll record the game, leave my phone off because somebody will text me and say, "Hey, you watching the game?" or "Did you see that play?" or some kind of something that I don't get to see the game. So or that I know the outcome of the game before it happens, and sometimes I can keep from checking the score, and sometimes I can't. Also, big Cowboys fan when I was a kid. I've grown out of it. We'll just say Jerry Jones and I don't agree on a lot of things, and it started out when he fired Tom Landry. He could have been a lot classier than that. Tom Landry was class, and he had been the only coach they ever had. And I think he should have taken him into a room and said, "Hey, I need you to step down. I've got plans for this team, but I need you to step down. I don't want to do it where I fire you. I want you to step down." And I think Tom Landry would have. That's just my opinion. And I think just saying, "Oh, Tom Landry's no longer coach," not the way it should have been. He was the Cowboys, and that kind of made me mad. But then I got kind of get over it with some Super Bowl rings, and they came back with that. I think Jerry Jones has a bigger ego than he's very good at making money, and that's a good skill to have. But he's not so good at picking players and thinking that he and his kids should be the football operation. No. You provide the money for it, and you hire those people. When they were most successful, they had Jimmy Johnson. And Jimmy Johnson set them up. Even after he left, he had a good team still there. And that's how they won another Super Bowl with Barry Switzer. But the more Jerry Jones and his family try to be the minds behind the scenes, the ones making decisions, and I think that the worse they are, and I'm not saying that Jerry Jones is dumb by any stretch of the imagination, but he's not smart enough to figure out that, hey, I need to get somebody in here and do it. And he's tried. Bill Parcells came in. He didn't give Bill Parcells full reign. There's just too many times where he tries to be the smartest one in the room, and he'll pick somebody in the third round that should go in the fifth because, hey, I'm smarter than you, and I'm going to pick it because he's going to be a star. His star ain't very bright. He might be a burnout star or whatever, but it doesn't work out. And when you're taking those chances, sometimes they pay off, and he'll let you know when they pay off. But when you got two flops and one that pays off, there's two guys that you could have had somebody better in. So I don't see how he's doing it. And I still watch the Cowboys and I still root for them, but I can't watch them the way I used to. I can't have that passion. Heck, I watched them when they went 1-15. I would watch them. I'd be in a bad mood all day, but I'd watch them. Anytime they were on TV. At that time, I was in Kansas going to school. But I still watched them. But I can't do it these days. It's just pitiful. But anyway, if he ever lets somebody else, or he ever sells a team, and they get people in there that know what they're doing, I think the Cowboys will be back. But They ain't back. They ain't nowhere. As far as baseball, I love the Texas Rangers. They're my team. I'm kind of Colorado Rockies a little bit because I lived in Colorado for a while and kind of followed them. But that's a crazy place to play baseball. But I do like the Texas Rangers. Pudge Rodriguez is still my favorite player of all time. But I do like Bump Wills and some of those guys. Roger Staubach for the Cowboys, that was a big one. But basketball, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. I love that team. I don't always agree with their general manager. I think that he needs to figure out how to draft better when they're not in the top 5 picks, or he needs to let somebody else do it, in my opinion. Because he's going to need, I think right now they're in a situation where they're too good to get a good draft pick, a really good draft pick, but they're too bad to make the playoffs. So they're in that never land. You never want to be in that never land because it's not good enough to make playoffs, not good enough to get a really good player that's going to make a difference. So you got to draft and get lucky. And, it's different in football and baseball. Baseball's a crapshoot. Football, it's a crapshoot too, but at least it's more likely to get a good player in the first round in football. Basketball, you can get them if you top the first round, or you can get them if you get somebody in there, even late first round, early second round. There's guys that made all-star teams in that level, but you look at most of them, they're top 5 picks. And the Thunder are kind of in that never. I'd rather see them lose almost every game this year and get back on. If they're not going to be a playoff team for the next 3 or 4 years, be bad as you can be, and get somebody in there, get some players, because I just don't see them making it otherwise. I don't know. But anyway, talk a little bit about that. That's the teams I like and I follow. I have coached middle school and high school level. I played high school and college level. Davis Wolves had a 30-year run of making the playoffs. Started my sophomore year in high school. Ended last season when they didn't make the playoffs. But hey, 30 years in the playoffs, that's pretty good. And me being a part of starting that tradition, we won't talk about me being the one that ended the one before it. But because I was just a freshman, barely got to play in that game. But so I can't take all the blame for that one. But won a state championship my senior year, playing 2A football. That was good football. We were a good team. Didn't have anybody really go to play major college football. We had a lot of guys that were good and played like the smaller ranks, and we played well together. Very well coached. They're going to be doing a documentary about us. I don't know when it's coming out, but we allowed in 5 playoff games. We allowed 2 points. So, and really the defense didn't allow that. That was a muff punt. But anyway, that the glory days. I also got a scholarship to play. Fortunate enough to play for McPherson College Bulldogs in McPherson, Kansas. Went up there and as good as we were in Davis, we were that bad in McPherson that first year. Good Lord, we lost every game except the last one. And when a coach is recruiting you, he don't tell you. He tells you all the good stuff. He left out some things like, well, if we don't win a game pretty soon, we're going to set the all-time record for losses in a row. We hit that record. We blew the holy living out of that record. But that was a hard thing to lose. It was rough, and I was hurt from over half the season, but still, it was heartbreaking to see that. But anyway, I've coached all different sports, girls, boys, football, baseball, basketball, softball, you name it. Pretty much, I've coached. Never coached soccer. Never been interested in soccer. Oklahoma boy. Didn't know what soccer was. It's something you played in PE every now and then just to pass the time. But But so you won't hear much about soccer in here. Golf is the best thing you can do if you want to take a nap. Turn the golf channel on, watch a little golf. I'm not a big golfer. Um, did hit a General's Jeep one time playing at Fort Knox at their course. Shanked it way off and hit that Jeep. And the guy we were with, he said, "You can get me in trouble." I said, "Yeah, but I can go home. You're the one in trouble. I'm not." He never did come over there and yell at us or anything. I guess he just went on, figured it was just normal. When I'm hitting the ball, it's going to go far, but it might go far over there, it might go far over there. Every now and then it'll go far straight. But golf is not my game. I spend more time looking for my ball than I do anything else. But you're going to hear a lot about football, basketball, and baseball on this channel. I'm planning on doing pretty much daily videos for sports, and there may be some times when I don't, like a Friday night, because Friday nights are my high school football nights, but I'll post some things on it for either late Friday night or Saturday morning about the game and that I went to that weekend. And I'm not traveling like to Michigan or anything to watch a game, but I'll go around to southern Oklahoma. We got some really good football teams down in this area. Team just like outside of the town I live in, Plainview, Oklahoma. They got two guys that are Division I players. One's an offensive lineman going to Oklahoma State, and the other's a wide receiver, I believe, going to TCU. So I'm going to go see them probably play. I'm going to, of course, watch the Davis play a couple times. For sure, go to the Davis-Sulphur game. That's a big rivalry around here. They call them the Murray County Bedlam and Murray County Bowl, all kinds of things for the county that they're in. And it's a rivalry game that's pretty good most of the time. We'll see how it is this year. It might not be pretty, and I don't want to say too much about the Sulphur Bulldogs because I got relatives over there, but good Lord, they better not beat Davis again. I'm about tired of that. But anyway, we'll talk about all kinds of sports. There'll be a lot of college football on here this time of year. It's coming up. I can't wait. Cannot wait to see some college football. Anyway, that's all for this time, and I'll get this video uploaded, and we'll start doing a daily kind of thing. You guys have a good one.